Hi guys. That's
Hey,
Mr. Guanti.
buddy.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome to the Sister Connection Show. It's your
Yeah.
girl Leticia Campbell with my amazing co-host, Miss Twonta Jones, Miss Dave, Sister Nasty Honey, and we are here
We're
to do
here.
we're
We
here. We're here. We arrived. We're here. We're here to do the Sister Connection Show, which is a show that we do every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, we just kicked off season 7 of the show, which we're super duper excited about. And we have an awesome topic to discuss with you guys tonight. So, for those of you who are new to watching us or watching us on a replay, this is how we run the show, right? We hop on, we give you guys an amazing show. We talk about really hard hitting topics that really, gets to your spirit. So audience participation is a must. So if you're watching live on the replay, you want to chat in the chat box or what have you, leave a comment, go right ahead because this show is about you, right? The next thing is we've been sort of in the show with what we call What's News, where we talk about different topics with different, showing different articles and blogs, so a lot of things that you don't really see on the news are about some amazing things that's happening within all types of the communities about younger kids, older generation, female entrepreneurs. I mean, so many different things that we share on the show. And
yeah.
then we end the show and then we do what we call the afterglow. Yes. So during the afterglow, we stay on about 45 minutes and we basically talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. We dive more deeper into the topic, we connect, we network, and we have a lot of fun. There's a lot that goes on in the afterglow. The afterglow is not recorded. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't need to be all dressed up. Just come with the open heart, open mind, and ready to have a lot of fun. Every month we do a self-care event that you definitely don't want to miss, and we give you guys more updates on that. We want y'all to really enjoy the show. So if you're tuning in live, please let us know where you're watching from. And if you're watching this on a replay, do us a quick favor and type in hashtag replay so that way we
That's
know that you stopped by.
right.
All
Yeah.
right. That was a handful, right?
Girl, that was a lot. That was a lot. But you did so good, girl. You did so
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. So without further ado, I'm going to have my girl, Miss Jones, honey, tell you guys what tonight's topic is going to be on. Go ahead, sis.
Y'all better not walk outside exposed.
Expose that part.
I
Yes.
had a different word, but we had to change it up a bit
Yeah,
because
the girl, listen.
you're not. You got
I
the so
saw it this morning. We had another word. If y'all saw, we had the same title. We're going to talk about the same thing, but we'll change it up. Because, YouTube and Facebook, they have been acting up a little bit.
mm,
And we don't want them to misunderstand what we do on here. Okay. So
okay. So they get the wrong,
they
they
may
go
go the
line.
wrong way, the long way. We're not trying to do all that. So,
No, we
yeah,
ain't.
so
I don't roll like that.
I inboxed what I was like, girl, maybe to be on the safe side, rather you're on the side of caution. Let's change the title up a little bit, right?
Yeah, but don't walk outside exposed. So let me
Right.
tell you what that title really means, ladies. It's all about you don't want to walk outside not prepared for what is out there for you.
Hmm.
So we're just going to talk about it, just have a simple general conversation and just to remind you beautiful queens as to what you need to be doing and how to do it so you can have a successful day.
Right.
Okay. And that day can lead to a successful week, and that successful week can lead to that successful month, and so forth and so on. Right. So that's what this is all about. It's not about being all birthday suit wise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not that part. Not that one. Yes.
Oh man. So yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun talking about some of the points that I put out for you ladies tonight. And
Right.
just have an open mind. Again, this is an open forum for all of you queens to come and just talk about your experience or your thoughts or even your tips or ideas that we all can definitely take in consideration and just take at heart for sure, right? Because
Hmm.
it's not just me and Tisha that's doing all the talking. You are also participating in this platform as well. So we're going to get
Right.
started with the first point. The first point is the first thing you need to do is you need to cover your mind. Ladies, you got to make sure before you walk out the door that your mind, first of all, you got to make sure your mind is refreshed, it
Mm-hmm.
is clean, it's not thinking about yesterday, it's not
Mm-hmm.
thinking about what happened a week ago, because a lot of us
Mm-hmm.
still going back in time now. We still clinging on that.
Right.
We need to really do a renewing of the mind, and that is in
Mm-hmm.
God's word. We are supposed to daily, y'all, daily
Daily.
renew our way of thinking. So,
Mm-hmm.
because when you walk out that door, you don't know what you're going to be hitting with. You don't
Nope.
know, especially if you work at a office setting. You're already dealing with all different types of mindsets and personalities and all kind of
Mm-hmm.
demonic spirits all up there floating and rolling all over the place, honey. You ain't got time. Okay, so you need
Yep.
to really cover this. You need to cover.
Yes.
That's what I said. Do not walk outside exposed. You got to cover your mind, because your mind
Mm-hmm.
is very powerful. There are things,
Yes.
God has already put in your heart. He's put in your
Mm-hmm.
mind for you to, imagine, to vision, and you want to keep it protected at all
That's right.
costs,
That's
right?
right.
What do you think, Letitia?
And you also want to cover your emotions as well. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's so important because a lot of times we may be reactors and we may go off of the first feeling about
Yes.
a situation. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes just saying, you know what, let me just remove myself from this circumstance and
Right.
get myself together will help me to better respond to the situation in a
Mm-hmm.
better way. So covering
Exactly.
your mind, covering your emotions is so important because one of the things that I realized, and it's just happened to me just recently,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes a person can, for example, somebody inboxed me something that was like very rude, very, nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have easily went back to the old Letitia and just gave her a medieval read, honey. But then I had to think back and say, you know what? It would then lead to back and forth, right?
Yes.
Because when you're arguing with somebody, you got to one up them with every response, right? And
Yes.
then during that time, whether it was 5 minutes or 50 minutes, all that energy and wasted time
Mm-hmm.
would have made me feel bad for me. Like
Right.
you could win an argument, like legit win an argument, but still feel like you lost.
Right.
Because all the time that you spent on clapping back and responding and giving them a good read and all these things, you could have been focusing on something else.
Correct.
So I just said in my group earlier, like I've removed a lot of toxic people in my life, most of them were close family members, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then now I had to say, you know what? I still pray for them. I still wish, my enemies and my naysayers and the people that I removed out of my life well. Like you could wish somebody well, but still decide to say, listen, I don't want you in my circle. I don't want you in my home. I don't want you in my life, but I
Mm-hmm.
still wish you all the best in the world. It's
Right.
like that's helping me to cover my mind because I feel like a lot of times, hey, LaShawn, a lot of times we put up with things, right? Give people multiple chances, forgive, turn the cheek, all the things. And we say, well, I'm just being good. I'm being godly. But no, you're being frustrated, right? You're
Yeah.
being called all hours of the night with foolishness and silliness when you have other things you need to be working on, other
Yeah.
things you need to be focusing on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're not covering your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Peace for me, and I know for those of you who are watching, peace is so important to you, but you got to work hard at keeping your peace. It's almost like a
Ooh.
daily job. It's work keeping your peace. It's
Hey,
not people are just not going to be peaceful around you. No, you have to
oh.
keep the internal peace within yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like covering your mind is so important because I got all this stuff. I got children, I got my businesses, I got all these things. I can't be sunk into arguments and bickering and all the things. Even watching women argue on television makes me tense. Even
That's
though that I don't got
yeah.
a bone in that fight, I
Yeah,
still feel
girl.
like, I'm in that because I'm watching it, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I have to say, let me just take a step away. Because I have all these other things I need to be focusing on, right? So you could even be, busy relaxing. Like if I'm relaxing, I'm busy relaxing. So I'm not answering the phone because I'm busy. I'm not doing nothing. I'm relaxing, but I'm busy, right? So you guys got to cover your mind. It's just so important, y'all. It's so important.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very important. And I'm telling you, the mind, once the enemy gets hold of your mind, he
Hmm.
definitely starts to control your whole entire
Hmm.
soul, your whole entire
Right.
And you don't want him to come in and infiltrate that. You don't want him to just have a seat for a moment. You have to come, you have to block it with positive words, with God's word, of course. You got to, continue to remind yourself who you are in God's eyes. No matter how difficult, no matter how tough, life gets, you got to know who you are, because the enemy is going to continue on pumping the lies of the deception to you to believe,
Mhm.
having to believe that you are not qualified, you are not equipped, that
Amen.
you're not smart enough, you're too old, or you don't have this, you don't have that, and all of
With our brains.
easy stuff that unfortunately a lot of us sisters out there have consumed, and it well
Mhm.
have accepted the lie, and now it has consumed their lifestyle. Okay.
Amen.
And so we cannot afford to let that happen, because the enemy knows how powerful, as women, we're powerful beings. We are
Yeah.
very, very powerful beings. And the enemy knows just how powerful our calling is. He knows that
Mhm.
as well. So he is going to do whatever he needs to do to try to distract us or dissuade us from seeing the power of what God has for us. And we
Mhm.
gotta know who we are.
Mhm.
It's so important for you to keep that mind covered at all times. And especially when you got people in your life that always want to come in and feed the atmosphere with a lot of garbage, of gossip, and
Mhm.
a lot of
Negativity.
yeah, a lot of envy, a lot of junk talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you don't want to be around that kind of atmosphere. Hey, Karen, you
Mhm.
don't want to be around that
Yeah,
atmosphere.
Karen, I was about to text you, girl, because I'm taking attendance today. I'm looking down. I'm like, okay, LaShaw's on boo. I text you LaShaw by mistake. I'm sorry.
Mama,
LaShaw's
you
already.
was like,
I'm taking attendance today.
both
I don't think we saw Karen last week. Do you remember Karen pulling up last week?
remember.
Karen, you pulled up last week. What happened? See,
But
that's the thing about this show, y'all. We care about y'all so much. Like, we know, like, who comes, who didn't come,
I
So
dedicated people, I
yeah,
dedicated sisters. Yes.
yeah,
Those of you who are coming on, let me give you a quick recap. For the title of this tonight's episode is "Don't
please
Walk
do.
Outside Exposed." Okay.
Yeah,
And that means basically to prepare yourself. You need to wear some things, you need to cover yourself before
yeah.
step out past that threshold and walk into the world of craziness. Okay. And you need to cover yourself at all
Mm-hmm.
costs. And this is something that we need to do every single day,
Yeah,
while we are getting older in time, while we are blossoming in time, or however you want
yeah.
to describe yourself at this point. But, the enemy is busy, and he is definitely roaming to see who he can devour. And if he sees
Amen.
or that you slipping and you don't have your crown covered, he will come
Mm-hmm.
in there and take dominance, honey. And when he takes
Mm-hmm.
dominance of your mind, that means he is completely controlling
Amen.
your whole entire soul. So we are just talking for the first point, cover your mind. And we're just letting you ladies know how valuable and how important it is for you to keep your mind, keep it covered at all costs, because there's powerful things that God has showed you, had shared with you. There's some dreams, some visions, some ideas. And
Yeah,
also, you just got to be careful too about how you share your ideas to people too. You got
right, right.
for who you talk to about the things that God's been sharing in your heart. Some
Mm-hmm.
things are just not meant to be exposed to
Yes,
people. I don't care how close they are, okay? Because
yep,
family can be just as deadly too, okay?
yep. And
So,
pull up LaShawn's comment, Trees. I don't know if you pulled it
what
up
does she
already.
say? What does she say?
Yeah, this is powerful. Hey, Diane, listen. I'm taking attendance toward the
Okay.
girl. I was like, Diane didn't get her in it. So she
Yes,
said the devil knows our weaknesses. Yes, he does, and he
he knows it.
placates those weaknesses. He
Yes, yes.
highlights your weaknesses.
Mhm.
He puts your weaknesses in front of you every day for you to look at, for you to feel bad about, for you to be worried over. That's what he does. But you know what? I
Mhm.
guarantee that each and every one of you under the sound of my voice have more positive things about you, have more strengths than you do weaknesses.
Yeah.
Amen. You have more things that are for you than they are against you. But when you focus on the things that are against you, right, they become more bigger. more relevant to you because you're looking at them every day. But try every day looking at 3 things, writing down 3 things that's absolutely amazing
Mm-hmm.
about you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, he prays on our weaknesses. Yeah, God,
Guys,
yes,
that's
by
elevating.
elevating you guys.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. And we have to remind ourselves that, we already successful because God said
Mm-hmm.
so. Even though we
Mm-hmm.
haven't reached the destination that He is taking us to, but we
Mm-hmm.
are already successful. But you got the
Mm-hmm.
people in your life that don't want to see you elevated. They don't want to
That's
see you
right.
spur. They don't want to see you, moving on up, to another level in your life. And it doesn't always be professional. It could always be personal. Like you engaged to be married, or you met
Yep.
someone very special, or your kids are, or you and your kids are doing very well now.
Right.
It's a whole lot of things. I mean, you hear
Mm-hmm.
in the news all the time how people just do the craziest things over the
Mm-hmm.
silliest situations. It's not silly, but it is silly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But it's that's how important for you ladies to please be reminded
Mm-hmm.
that you have a powerful mind, that the
Mm-hmm.
enemy wants to take dominance and
Mm-hmm.
kill, steal, and to
That's
destroy
right. All day, every day.
all day,
All day,
every
every
day.
day.
Yeah. So
What's
let's go
number
to number
2?
two.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to number 2. So the next thing, ladies, that you need to do is to wrap yourself with sharp and clean tools.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap yourself around. You got to wrap yourself up with sharp
Mm-hmm.
tools. You got to have a sharp thinking mechanism. You got to
Mm-hmm.
have a sharp vision.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have sharp hearing, and you
Mm-hmm.
got to have a sharp tongue. Meaning, and I don't mean
Mm-hmm.
sharp tongue in terms of getting all
Hurting people.
nasty,
Yeah.
all of that. But you got to be able to prepare yourself to speak out. You got
Right.
to be able to know how to talk to the enemy, even in a nice, nasty way, in a
Mm-hmm.
professional way. Because, like I said, you're going to be surrounded by people in your life that just can be really narcissistic. They could be really rude.
Mm-hmm.
They can be really, you got those Karens, you got those Nancys, you got those whoever in your
Mm-hmm.
life that wants to try you and trick you and play you and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to wrap yourself all the time and use up those tools. You got to sharpen up your vision,
That's
sharpen up
right.
your hearing, sharpen up, everything that that's around you. Even your hands. You got to sharpen
Mm-hmm.
that because that's the power that comes out. Your hands,
Mm-hmm.
right? You do things with it, all of that. So these are things that I mean about when I mean about your tools. This is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. You
Mm-hmm.
got to protect that as well. That's important
Mm-hmm.
because the enemy likes to come in and infiltrate in our
That's right.
senses. He likes to come in and have us to be blind by certain
Mm-hmm.
things. He have us to play, not play, but we come deaf, meaning that we don't
Mm-hmm.
hear what that person is saying. We totally can have that deaf ear situation going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you gotta be careful about the tongue because the tongue is the most nastiest thing ever.
Yes, it
One
can be.
minute it could be nice, and 1 minute you could flip that tongue over and you are just cussing like a sailor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things that you have to wrap yourself. You got to protect that. And so you can have a great and prosperous day. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Mm-hmm.
think?
Absolutely. And it's like sharpening your iron, guys. I think it's so important. When you're wrapping yourself, I get that through my self-development, through reading, through prayer, um, through constant reflection,
Yeah.
and like I said earlier, not so much focusing on what's not working, but more on what is working,
What is
you
working?
know.
Yeah.
So I was saying earlier that, peace is a daily job. Keeping your peace is all the time. But how do you keep your peace? You wrap yourself around positive tools. You pray, you read your Bible, you listen,
Yeah.
and there's a book called The 5 Second Rule. Those of you who feel like you're a procrastinator, you can't get things done, read books that makes you stop becoming a procrastinator. Because you could be around people that I find, Twonta, that sometimes we get around people that are not really doing much. So
Right.
then we sort of are not doing much at the same time, right? And when that happens, it's still your responsibility to get motivated and get out there and do what you have to do. So yeah, wrap yourself, sharpen, have clean tools, um, get from around people that are also not, elevating themselves as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a responsibility, ladies.
Mhm.
This is the thing. This is a responsibility. As Leticia said, it's about a choice. You have to
Mhm.
make a decision about how you want things to be different in your life.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, you always complain about the issue or the problem or that person, but at the end of the day, it all falls back on you.
Mhm.
Okay, and you need to make a decision as to how you want your day to be, regardless of how sour that person is in your life. You know,
Mhm.
whether it's your husband, whether it's your relative, whether it's your kids, or whether it's whoever. You
Mhm.
don't allow them to take dominance of your day. You know what I'm saying? So you
Mhm.
have that power within you to wrap yourself, to protect yourself. That's what I mean. When you wrap yourself, you protecting the tools that you took the time out. It's like a self-care, just like Tisha said, it's like a
Mhm.
self-awareness. You have to take that time on the weekend and just like, okay, let me sharpen up myself. Right,
Mhm.
right, Karen. Iron sharpens irons. Right.
That's
We
right.
need, yes, like we take that self-care opportunity in the weekends, and so that's what you need to do when it comes to your hearing, because guess what, throughout the day, throughout the whole week, we hear stuff,
Yeah.
right? We may not
Yeah.
participate in the conversation, but we hear stuff,
Spot on. That's right.
and we see things. We may
Mhm.
not actually talk about what we saw or whatever, or witness it in person, but we
Mhm.
see things, and it sometimes leaves something in your spirit. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying? And it kind
It
of messes
does.
up a little bit. You may wonder
Mhm.
why you're not so happy like you were earlier today, because you came
Mhm.
across something that took you by surprise, and it kind of dampened you down a little bit, or you heard a couple arguing in the kitchen, and I mean the kitchen, in the supermarket, or
Mhm.
something like that, or whatever. So it's so important, ladies, that you got to protect the area of who you are, because
That's
again,
right.
it's about that enemy. The enemy don't care who you are. The enemy don't care what you got in your pocketbook. The enemy don't care how successful you are.
Nope.
He don't care. He don't care.
It
He
does
wants
not.
he wants to keep you blinded in the dark place. He want to keep you totally naive and oblivious to anything and
Yep.
everything, right? Because he doesn't want you to accelerate. He doesn't
Yep.
want you to elevate. He doesn't want you to win. He doesn't want you to prosper.
Yep.
Okay. So he will use those tools, which is your eye, your vision, your hearing, and how you speak and how you
Mhm.
use your hands. He wants to weaken that by putting some diseases into your
Yes.
life, right? Some of you probably like, girl, my head been hurting, or girl, my vision is this, girl, my hearing has been, girl, my throat's been aching, girl, my hands been aching, I've been feeling
Right.
and all that stuff, and you never had any issues prior.
Yep.
Right? You never had any issues prior.
Mhm.
Ain't ain't nothing but the devil, ain't nothing but the
Nothing
enemy,
but the devil.
causing distraction and having you go in a different direction versus staying in that one direction, which is what God has directed for you to go to.
Mhm.
Okay. So you got to really pay attention. In a spiritual sense, you got to really pay attention as to what is really going on in the atmosphere. Okay.
Mhm.
And if God has been ministering to you lately about some things, about, he's about to open up some things in your life or what have you, right,
Mhm.
right on the other side, the devil's waiting to start, right? He's ready to start doing some stuff and pouring in some darts in your life, and God will block some of them, but there are some that God will allow too. There are some
Mhm.
things that he will allow in your life. But again, with that being said, you got to know who you are.
That's right.
You got to know the tools that you have that is already equipped in you, and you got to know
Mhm.
how to utilize those tools, and God got your back when you start using
Yes,
those
he
tools.
does.
The wrap yourself with the word of God. That's just basically what it is. You wrapping
Mhm.
yourself based on what you meditated on, what you heard, what you read in the scriptures this morning or through the or lunch hour, right? And
Mhm.
just use that and keep going,
That's
and
right.
don't worry about what's going on in your outer circle. That's all.
That's right. Spot
Okay.
on. Spot on.
Yes. Let's go on to number 3. What's point number 3? And let us
Number
know,
3.
ladies, let us know what you think about this topic so far. Help us to see what's going on in your world
Yes.
about what's happening in your life. Maybe there's some things that's coming up for you, some good things coming up this coming season, and we definitely want to be a little nosy.
Now let us know, ladies. Let us know.
Yes.
This one's good. This one's good.
Number 3, y'all. So this is what you need to do: protect your sacred pleasures.
Mhm.
Now, when I thought
Mm-hmm.
of this, I'm thinking about clothes. First of all, I
Yeah.
was thinking about the physical clothes that we wear. So
Right. Right.
when I say protect your sacred pleasures, you do the math. You know what I'm talking about. You
Mm-hmm.
know all of the lily of the valley and the blossoming beauties. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, and you know we gotta protect those, of
Yes.
course. Again, likewise, on the flip side of that, what is sacred to you? What is very
Right.
sacred to you that you know you have to protect at all costs?
Right.
You don't
Right.
want anybody to just come on in and take it. You know, you don't want anybody to come in just touching it, put their old grimy hands and stuff like that. And
Right.
you don't
Mm.
want that. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? So you let us know. Tell us. I want y'all to type it in. Let us know what are the things that you are protecting that is very sacred to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because every one of us have something in our treasure box, if you will, that we want to protect. That is very
Mm-hmm.
sacred. Okay. And you know how the thief is. The thief. You know how the devil is. He's to kill, to steal, and to
And destroy.
okay. And if
Mm-hmm.
he puts his hands on something that you've been protecting and is very sacred to you, he's going to rob it, he's going to steal it, and he's going to destroy it,
That's
right?
right.
So that's what I mean about protecting that your sacred pleasures, you
Yeah.
know.
Protecting yourself from conversations that you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that's going to take you to into a bad or a negative direction. Protecting yourself from the things you watch on TV. Protecting yourself from there's times where we even speak negative against ourselves. Protecting ourselves from
right.
that. Stop saying,
Mm-hmm,
instead of saying I can't or I won't, say, I can do this. I got this. Who
mm-hmm,
do I need to connect to or get
mm-hmm,
inspiration from so that way I can get to that next level, right?
right.
Protect it. It's so important. It goes back to what I was saying about protecting your peace, right? Karen mentioned that. You got
Yep.
to protect your peace, right? You got to do that every day. You got to protect you from you sometimes.
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
come on, y'all, raise your hand if you're that way. Is that before you put your feet down on the flat to the ground, but when you wake up, you already saying it's going to be a bad day. You already speaking it into
Woo.
existence instead of speaking. Say, God, thank you so much. Today, I'm going to get victory today. I don't know what's ahead of me. I don't know what battle I got to conquer today, but I speak victory over
Yeah,
my life today,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm,
Wake
mm-hmm.
up every day like that. Even
Yeah.
even during the day when you get into a bad situation or a negative situation or a situation that's making you feel negative, you're gonna
Mm-hmm,
say, God, I claim victory over this situation. I
mm-hmm.
claim victory over this situation. Because sometimes we think like this bad, negative situation that we in. That's just it in life. It's like when I was a teenager and I would get grounded. I would think, oh, this is the end of the world when I have my whole life ahead of me, right?
Yep,
And it's
yep.
almost like we carry that on into adulthood. When we would get into something, we think, oh, this is it. No, it's not. Because
Mm-hmm,
that door that closed
mm-hmm.
for you is actually a blessing.
Right.
We look at the one door that closed, and I read this in a devotional today. We always look at what doors closed instead of the ones that are already open,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
right? So we got to protect ourselves, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hold on, yes. Hold on one second, Thomas. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And ladies, listen, by nature, you know how we are. We are always taking things in. We like a sponge for the majority of us out there. We are always assisting. We're taking care of our kids. We're dropping our kids off. School's about to start in next month or so for some areas, and you're gonna be carpooling. We gotta, we take care of the homes. We take care of our families, and all of those things. And just like Karen said about protecting your peace, the enemy, he wants to mess up your peace, right? And if anything in your life that is causing disturbance in your life, you need to let that thing go, because your peace is very valuable and it's very sacred. Ain't nothing like having peace in the mind. Oh my heavens. Ain't nothing like having peace in the mind. Yes, LaShawn, the devil will try to open doors that God closed. Absolutely. But he ain't going to succeed because God closed it, period. Especially with past relationships. You're right. Especially with past
Jesus.
relationships. Absolutely. And y'all need to be careful with that past relationships. Whatever going on in your past, because the enemy loves to pull up in his memorex, right? And pull up all of the stuff that used to
Mm-hmm.
be something real sacred to you back in the
Mm-hmm.
day. And especially if you already feeling some kind of way currently
Yep.
in the situation, and you know the enemy likes to just come up and say, "Oh, you look on your Facebook and there's an old friend from back in the
Mm-hmm.
day." You know what I'm saying? And you know he or she may say something. You be like, "Oh, you know," but you
I
gotta,
blocked, honey. I'm not dealing with that foolishness, honey. I
you gotta,
blocked, honey.
yeah, you block it or do what you need to do because you know that ain't nothing but a trap. For real, for real. There's nothing but a trap. It's nothing but a disguise. It's a trick of the enemy or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how we get very sensitive about certain things. And that's when you really got to protect yourself even
Right.
more. You got to
You
protect your
know,
heart too.
the enemy is not sudden. Like
Mm,
when negative things happen in our lives or when bad things happen in our lives, it's not something that is most times it's not a sudden thing.
yes.
Like the enemy is very strategic. You know,
Yes.
it's almost like a Lego, right?
Mm,
Where this comes up, then this, then this, then this, and then boom, all the Legos fall.
right. Yeah.
And I want y'all to think about this, that in certain situations that didn't work out,
Mm-hmm.
there were signs probably 5 years before the big boom happened, before it blew up, right? That
Mm-hmm.
you just ignored,
Mm-hmm.
you overlooked,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or you was gaslighted or it's glazed over. But all that time, the enemy was just stacking on those blocks.
Sure was.
Very strategic. So this is why when we say protect, you know, your sacred pleasures, you see one sign,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You
Mm-hmm.
can give people the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
still close the door on them and
Yeah.
pray for them. Right?
Absolutely.
I feel like we give too many people too many opportunities to mess up,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
show them, it's like they say, when somebody shows them who they are, you need to believe them,
Right.
right?
Right.
But we always think that, okay, they're going to show me something different next time. They're going to show me something different another time. It doesn't always happen that way,
Mm. I
right? So we
mm-hmm.
don't, nothing is, not all the time things are sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Not
You
all
try
the
to give
time
them
things
the
are
benefit
sudden.
of the doubt. You try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, I give them another chance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, maybe I was a little hard on them. Okay, I'll be understanding. Or
Mm-hmm.
it's right back in the same situation, and it
Same
gets worse.
situation, same circumstance. Yes.
Yeah. So you gotta,
Mm-hmm.
ladies, you have to protect that sacred space.
And we have to teach our children how to
Spiritual
do the
Jenga,
same
yes,
thing as well.
Karen. That's what
Yes.
you're describing. What
Yes.
you're doing that, yeah, that's
Ooh,
spiritual Jenga.
I like that, Karen.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. As soon as you pull that piece out, baby, whoop, there you go. There you
Go,
go.
girl.
That is so true. Yeah,
That
you
was
got to
deep.
protect everything that is of value to you. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
everyone has a sacred pleasure that is different from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Peace should be for on everyone's list. That should be the
Mm-hmm.
number one thing. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
your peace.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2 and 3 and beyond, you put that up there. Whatever you
That's
think is
right.
my space is sacred to me because
That's right.
nobody coming around my house or anything with a nasty
Me
attitude.
too, girl. You know I'm the same way. I don't people
Yes.
don't listen. Don't pop up over here, honey.
Yes, ain't got time for that because I will just walk away from you
Cause
because I don't want to deal with it. It's too
yep,
stressing, and I feel my blood pressure already going.
that's right. Sometimes people leave their energy and their mess in your house for you to deal
Girl,
with.
you gotta
You
rebuke that
know,
thing.
they leave it, honey, or you invite people to stay with you and stuff, and you got to deal with all their foolishness. It's just
Yeah,
too much.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
protect your house. That should be another. That's your sacred place, anyways. Your house. Protect your
Mm-hmm.
space. That's your home because you don't know who coming in your house, and even if you know the
Mm-hmm.
people, that's your family. You know how they are. You know
Mm-hmm.
they ain't wrapped too tight yet. You know they still got some stuff going on in there.
That's right.
Girl, you gotta shut that out. You love them,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, you welcome them in your home, but as soon as they start with that mess, like no, listen, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. If that's what you
Mm-hmm.
came here for, I love you, but I do not want to be a part of that news.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that in my life.
That's
Okay,
right. That's
and they,
right.
what you talking about? Cause no, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
I
no,
don't want to
no,
hear it.
no, no.
This is my house. This is my
Not
this is
today.
my domain. This is my
Mm-hmm.
sacred place. Okay, so it took me forever to try to get it back to where I wanted to be.
I don't
By the
blame
grace
you, honey.
of God, okay.
That's right.
So yes, ladies, please protect your sacred pleasures so the enemy won't take it and steal it and rob it and destroy it. Okay. We don't want that to happen. So the last point for tonight, ladies, before we go to our what's news, the last point for tonight,
Yeah,
what you need to do, ladies, is to wear the shoes that will direct your path to success,
that's
honey.
right.
You need to find them pair of shoes, girl, that will definitely keep you on the straight path of success,
Mm-hmm.
that will take you to your tomorrow, that will help you build your harvest, that will help you open many doors for other people that's
Mm-hmm.
following you. That's what I mean about that, honey. You got to get
Mm-hmm.
the shoes, and the shoes are important because you don't want to tire out too quick.
That's right.
You don't want your feet to start hurting because you're going to be doing a lot of walking and a lot of standing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that for real, literally and figuratively, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah,
You're going to be doing that. So it
yeah.
is important to find something that's going to be comfortable for your feet. That's going to be comfortable for where you are moving, because you are
Yeah.
moving forward. You're not going backwards. Okay. Your path is supposed to go forward. That's what it's designed for. That
Mm-hmm.
is what it's created for you to go forward. That's where success is. Success is not backwards. It's not a U-turn. It is
Mm-hmm.
forward. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to find them shoes that the shoes will be obedient to you,
That's
not
right.
the way around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes our feet wants to take a different detour.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get tired of walking that same journey, and we like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is anything gonna happen? And you in the midst of a heated situation or something's going on in your life, and you think, okay, can I just make a detour? Can I just stop?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just go backward?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was more comfortable. Just like the people, just like the Israelites back in the day with Moses. Child, they want to go back to
They want to go back. Yeah.
because
When
they,
when it gets hard, you want to go back. Mm-hmm.
exactly, girl, exactly. And we cannot
Mm-hmm.
do that. And that's why I said about number one, about covering your mind. Because once the enemy takes dominance in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
girl, you know what happens after that. You
That's
get
right.
slag, you get tired, you get lazy, your mind is lazy, you don't have no
Mm-hmm.
energy, no passion, no desire,
Mm-hmm.
you're not feeling your best physically and
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. So yeah, you need to definitely, and this is something, like I said, every single day when you wake up
Mm-hmm.
in the morning, you have a major decision to make. Are
That's
you
right.
going to go ahead and get up and really get yourself all dressed
Mm-hmm.
up and really go out there and dominate, as my girl says all the time, dominate, make things happen,
Yeah.
right? Or are you just
Yes.
going to stay locked up in your room with the curtains closed and you and your cat Toto or whoever,
Yes. Yes.
lay in the bed, oh, woe is me, what's going to happen today? And I don't want to, no.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get your Prada shoes, you get your red bottoms or whatever shoes
Mm-hmm.
you like to wear, honey, and just go, just go, just go. That's all I got to say on that.
I wrote down three things as you were talking. The first thing that I wrote down was work with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes, that shiny object effect happens and we think we need things that we don't really need, you
Yes.
know? So I always say, work with what you have. I started my business, in my van with my cell phone, didn't really have a computer, didn't get a laptop too much later. And I work with what I have. I use what I have.
Excellent.
So work with what you have. Sometimes the little that you did have will create a huge explosion in your business or your life just by you working what you have. The second thing I wrote down is to don't take on more than what you can handle.
Right.
And I was talking to, I'm part of a network marketing company. So I was talking to my members about, making smart goals, not overextending yourself because you want to reach the top faster, right? Not putting more on you than what you can handle and what you can accomplish. All right. And then the third thing I wrote down is like focus on your focus. Focus on being focused and staying focused, right? So that way you're not ending every month. Like we're in the last week of July, and for some of you, you're looking back and you're like, "Dang, if I had did more, I'll be a little bit further ahead." So when you take things like August is about to start, this week y'all should spend time on creating your vision for August, for your life and for your business. Where do
Correct.
you see yourself in August? By August 30th, where do you see your life and your business? Do you see yourself losing 10 pounds? Do you see yourself making an additional $5,000, right? Where is your vision? You know, what do you want to buy in August, right? What do you want to start to invest in, right? Where do you want to elevate? So wherever you're at right now, what is that next level, right? Don't try to go 2, 3, 4 levels up. Say, no, what is the next step I need to get to? You
Right.
know, so that way before the end of the year, you're way ahead than where you are at today.
Yes.
Okay. So we
Yes.
really got to, focus on our focus on staying focused, because social media can be a beast sometimes.
Yeah.
We get on there and just be social media surfing all day, right? Instead of focusing on what it is you need to be focusing on, right? So you
Correct.
need to, I like to write down, okay, Leticia, these are the top 3 things that I need to accomplish this month. Like hands freaking down. It must happen. Come
Mm-hmm.
hell or high water. This I need new clients. I need this. I need new customers. I need this. I need whoever I need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what it needs to be. And if you don't have that,
Mm-hmm.
your top priority goals that if you did the work, you can reach,
Mm-hmm.
then
Right.
you're just riding each day on the coattails
Right.
instead of, you know, making things happen every month. I
Mm-hmm.
have to make things happen every month. It's not no negotiation. It's
Yeah.
not a if I do it, it's if I don't accomplish it. No, no, no. I have to.
Right.
And that's the way we need to look at our goals and our vision. It's like, no, this has to happen. I have to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you guys just have to do it, because even Twonta, you and I were talking yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
our generation, our children's generation, we don't know where it's going to be. We don't know if they're going to get a pension every month, retirement every month, bonuses and all
Right.
that. So
That's
even for them having a side hustle, a side income, making multiple streams, that's a
right.
must.
Yeah.
That's
That
a
is a
must.
must. That is a
You know what I'm
must.
saying? And because we can't trust the government, we can't trust our jobs, we can't sometimes can't even trust the spouses, honey. But that's another conversation. The only person that we can really save is ourselves,
Absolutely.
and our children will learn how to save themselves.
Mm-hmm.
No one's coming to rescue you, ladies. I know
Mm-hmm.
that's sad to say, guys, but I'm just going to be honest. Push come to shove, everybody else is dealing with their own problems, their own situations. You know what I'm saying? So we got to really rely and depend on our abilities. And it brings me back. My husband and I were watching the other night this documentary, and I'm sorry I forgot the name of it, but it talked about how, and this is quite sad. Black women were not. We were bred at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were back in slavery. When they stopped getting us from Africa. Because it was more expensive to get to build a ship and send it to Africa, and then they had to feed the people and all that stuff. So they will breed us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're like some animals or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at all the racism and ridicule and just traumatic things that has happened to us even since back slavery.
Yeah.
And then today we are free women, free will. We can wake up every morning, go in the refrigerator, wake up every morning, go drink at any water fountain. Like, well, not now, but back, what about that we want, sit on any area of the bus that we want. But we then, take advantage of our gifts and we
Mm-hmm.
don't use them. That is so sad. And I really feel like internally our ancestors are screaming at us to just get out there and dominate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They really want, do this because you're not in bondage. Your ancestors are probably saying, you're not in bondage like I am or I was.
Mm-mm. They live our
Imagine
lives and
waking up
they like,
every morning in fear.
yes.
We all worry about being worried when we wake up. Imagine wake up every morning in fear that you don't even know if you're going to be alive at the end of the day
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
before 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't know
Mm-hmm.
because you're at the wheel of your master, your overseer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
Mm-hmm.
ladies, like you have too much on the line. You have gone too far to go backwards.
Yeah.
You have too much gifts to just keep them to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, ladies. So yeah,
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 absolutely. Right shoes for the right time. That's what she
that's
was
right.
saying. And you know what? She's absolutely right because we all wear shoes, according to the mood, according to how we feel that day, what we want to dress up or what have you.
Mm-hmm,
So again, you do need to have, specific type of shoes
mm-hmm,
to wear to get you to moving forward in that destination. You
Mhm.
don't always wear your heels all the time. So, you wear something that would keep you moving and steady and keep you comfortable at the same
That's
time.
right. And if you feel you don't have the right shoes or the right preparation for something,
Exactly.
like we
Yes.
say, we have to pray to God. God, like Jesus did. Jesus said, God, let this be your will, not mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we got to get through the day on God's will
Mm-hmm.
because we
Mm-hmm.
can't do this by ourselves. God, I'm
There's
tired.
no
God,
way.
Lord, I'm tired. I didn't go to sleep last night. Oh
Yeah.
my, I didn't, let it be your will, not mine.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. And I'm glad you said about, you spoke about our ancestors, because I guarantee you, if they had the opportunity to come back to life and they were right
Oh,
here in the year 2022, then they see all of what they have been fighting for
right,
us. And yet
right.
we still in our slave mentality. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
goodness, it would be an uproar. It would be a major fight.
And,
Hands
you
down.
know, and you see the same type of um like you guys know I live in New York, so it's like a lot of cultures here. When you
Right.
see immigrants come to this country and they
Yes.
come from a place where they has so much dictatorship and restrictions and things like that, but they come here and they just dominate,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's the same mentality that our ancestors would have. Like they
Mm-hmm.
have such a sense of freedom, right,
Right.
and
Right.
gratitude that this is the land of milk and honey. This is the land of golden streets, right? I can make a business. I can open a store. I can do all these things and just do it because before I didn't even have access to it.
Right.
So now that I have access to it, right, I'm going to follow it through. I'm going to see it through. I'm going to try some things out and fail. I'm going to invest and maybe lose my money. And I'm going to keep going until I reach success. That's
Right.
what success is, y'all. You keep trying and trying and trying different things until you get a result, right?
Exactly.
So that's the mentality that we have. We all here have access to greatness. We all here have access to wealth. We all here have access to every opportunity in the world, but you got to tap into it.
You have to tap into it for
You just
sure.
have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we want things to happen quick, fast. We want that microwave type. We have that mentality. We want things done in 90
No,
seconds.
we
Or,
think we have all the time in the world too.
yeah, exactly.
And we
Yeah.
don't. Before we know it, all of us is going to be 80, 90 years old. Somebody's pushing our wheelchair. And then we're
Mhm.
going to look back and say, man, if I just went hard for 10 years, I probably would be, you
Right.
know,
Right.
rising in the sun. Karen mentioned something. Trees, can you bring it up, love? No, because you were being bad. I'm sorry. My son is over here. Oh my God. I watched Roots recently and I go, wow, what is your excuse?
I haven't seen Roots in years,
What
but
is
there are
your
some things I never
excuse?
forget.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You think
What
about that, you
is
say,
your
what is
excuse?
my excuse? What is my excuse? Because
That's
they
the thing. We
were,
have no excuse.
ooh, they could not do nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. Waking up every
Nothing.
morning in fear. Waking up every morning in trauma.
Yes.
Waking up every morning not knowing if the baby they gave birth to was going to be sold off. It's like that is the amount of fear. And
That's all it
you
was.
have never woke up in the morning, none of us feeling that way.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But we go to bed not doing anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's the real issue? The real issue may not be your environment, ladies. The issue just may be you.
That's it. That's it. And there's a lot going on in this world. Yes, for
A
sure.
lot.
And it may affect us in some form or fashion, true. But that
Right.
still doesn't give you the excuse to not do anything.
No, it
You know,
doesn't.
you have to get up and do something. That's something I had to learn. That's something I
Mm-hmm.
had, and I'm still doing every single day, asking God to give me the strength to keep going and not
Mm-hmm.
fall back into that dependency,
Mm-hmm.
of my husband and what have you. No, I gotta go, I gotta do for myself now, because
Mm-hmm.
nothing is guaranteed after tomorrow or anytime soon. Nothing is guaranteed.
Right.
Yes, you ladies have that ability to do whatever you put your mind to. You have that freedom. Our ancestors, they died. They got whipped for our freedom. Okay? We are
Mm-hmm.
free. We are free.
Yeah.
And
And we have to remember that.
we
We
have to
can't forget
remember
that.
that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to think about Juneteenth and what you think about it, make it an everyday thing for you if you have to do that or whatever, just to get you guys to keep going and to keep moving and to keep running,
Yeah.
towards your goals. Because they
That's
couldn't
right.
run. If they
Don't.
tried to run, then they got caught. Guess what? If you saw Roots, you know what happened to John Amos' foot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what
Mm-hmm.
happened to most of them. They either got their foot chopped off, or they got whipped, or they got hung.
They make a
All
mistake, they
blood.
got whooped. Now you get out there in the world and you make 100 mistakes. You're not going to be hurt. It's not
Yeah,
going to be a scar on you. So
yeah,
go ahead. You can learn from your mistakes. And I feel like even when people say, mention their partners and things like that. I know Twonta and I have been very transparent on the show,
yeah.
but I feel like sometimes God brings certain people in our life, partners, spouses, what have you, so that we don't get comfortable. Because there is when you become comfortable,
Absolutely.
that's not good.
That is so.
So he brings people in our lives to say,
Yeah.
no, listen, I don't want you to get comfortable. That's why this person's here. You may be with some people that's a little bit wobbly, they don't really have a good foundation, so that you can create a good foundation. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, guys, definitely you don't
That's
want to get to
excellent.
that point where you're comfortable.
That's powerful right
I'm not,
there.
I ain't gonna be comfortable about that, honey.
Yes,
So I'm
Lord.
gonna get out here and do what I have to do so that
Yeah.
I don't get
That's
comfortable.
a word right there, girl. I hope
Yeah.
some people are hearing that for real, for real. If you don't hear anything
Hmm.
else, that you should take at heart, because there's a lot of us sisters out there are living comfortably, and we
Hmm.
shouldn't be living comfortable at all.
Mm-mm.
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't care how good you got it in life. No.
That's right.
Thank God for your husband that is doing the provision and he's doing his business as he should.
But
But you
what if?
shouldn't dare get caught up in that comfort zone at all.
Hmm.
Because when
Hmm.
that does stop, when God forbid he does pass away,
Hmm.
where are you going to be?
Where are you going
What
to
are you
be?
going to do? What is
Hmm.
your backup plan? What it
Even
would,
the job,
whoo,
even your job. Don't
that's
get
a scary
comfortable.
thing, girls. That's a
Yeah.
scary thing. And I pray myself, I like, Lord, just continue to help me to do better, be better, and have myself financially ready for
Right.
whatever to come. So I won't be in that kind of situation, because it's a scary situation to be in. You will get through it. God will help
Oh
you through
yeah.
it. But at the same time, it's something that you just want to avoid at all costs.
Hmm.
You know.
Amen.
So yeah,
Amen.
ladies, this was awesome. I
This
hope that
was.
I hope you really was blessed by this topic and this discussion, ladies, because we definitely need to continue to remind ourselves about how valuable and how precious we are as women, and that the enemy doesn't want us to succeed in it by
Mhm.
any means. And we got to continue to fight. We got to continue to keep going. We got to continue to keep pushing, and not just you alone, but get that sister to also be your pusher.
Mhm.
Right, to be your pusher, to be that advocate, to be that supporter, to be that advisor, to keep you going, and to say, girl, you got this, you got
Yep.
this, you got this. That's so, so important. So we're
So
going to move
important.
on to our what's news. Oh, we got a couple of
Yes.
goodies to share with you tonight, ladies, before we head on to our afterglow. So
Yes.
Janice, if you don't mind, to go ahead and put up the first what's news. This is so cool. This is Heinz partner and with Southern restaurants, for racial justice, and giving grants to owned
Ooh, that's good.
black owned restaurants, I would say. I'm sorry. This is awesome. Heinz partners, they partner with Southern restaurants for racial justice and
Wow.
giving grants giving grants. Come on now, to black
That's a
owned
blessing.
restaurants. That is cool, especially in the South. Come
Yeah, I
on.
mean, since COVID, restaurants have taken a huge hit. So the
Yeah,
fact that they're giving grants to just keep these businesses running and open, I think that's powerful.
that is very,
That's
very,
what I call giving back. Yeah.
yeah,
Even
that
I
is
think
definitely
Heinz,
giving
Heinz
back.
ketchup, right? Yeah, Heinz ketchup. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yep. Heinz
that's
ketchup.
great.
I'm just trying to find real quick. Let's see. Yeah, Heinz recognizable condiments and sauces. So they do ketchup, and I think they do mustard and all
Uh-huh.
these
Yeah.
different types of
All that.
condiments. Yeah, for decades. And
Mm-hmm.
it said, according to Lee Initiative, the food manufacturers is partnering with the Southern Restaurants for Racial Justice for dismantle racial and economic disparities
Mm.
in the restaurant industry for Black owners. This
Mm.
is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I think this is absolutely so, so powerful and something to really keep people encouraged, because you never know. You never know. This is a major company, by the way, y'all.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Global
is.
company. They all over the world.
Yes, they are.
Okay. So
They're a
to
household
have,
name, basically.
yeah, girl, they sure is.
We
And to
grew up with
have
her.
to partner and to be a blessing to support Black businesses, come on.
Right.
That is something that you just cannot overlook.
Nope.
You
Nope.
know, and especially if that Black owned restaurant has been a staple in that community for a long, long time. You
Mhm.
know, it's a family based business, you know, from generation. Now here they are, and they are having challenges to try to keep things going, to keep things flowing, especially with the you know, with COVID and all the other
Mhm.
things that's been going on in the community. And
Mhm.
to have this company, this mogul company, you know, to come and bless you with, you know, money, you know, that
Right.
is
Right.
love. I'm sorry, y'all. I think that is amazing, because here where I live here in Detroit, I've been seeing a lot of businesses closing down, shutting down,
Right.
unfortunately, because they're not getting the financial support as they should.
Right, 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 right. Definitely here too. And this is an amazing opportunity because these are grants. So this is money that they don't have to pay back. It's
Hmm.
money that they does not have to put them further in debt. So I
That's
think
the
this is
truth.
an amazing opportunity because how many businesses are now, trying to apply for a loan and trying to apply for short-term loans, long-term loans, that they have to raise prices to try to pay back.
Yeah,
This business doesn't have to worry about, these businesses don't have to worry about paying it back because guess what? It's a grant, they can
yeah,
keep flourishing. So I think this is amazing. And I hope that Heinz continues to do this and offer, things like this for successful businesses that are not only in business or in our Black owned, but also I hope these businesses are also giving back to the community as
absolutely.
their profits grows and things like that. Yeah.
And I hope this also opens up other major corporate companies to do
Hmm.
the same thing as well. You know, that would
Hmm.
be like a true domino effect in a sense.
Yes.
Different
Yes.
locations, different states, and whatnot as well. So this is awesome. Very, very
Mhm.
excited to hear about that. Make sure, ladies, that you share this out to your sister friends,
Yes, please do.
and let them know this what's going on in their neck of the woods. Again, you don't hear about this on the news at all, guaranteed. I don't care if it's CNN or CNNBC or any of the
No,
letters
they
of
be
the
showing
alphabet.
stuff like this.
They don't post this up there like that. So
Mm-mm,
make sure
mm-mm,
you definitely pass this along to your friends and colleagues that are also, they have their own Black owned businesses going on in terms of restaurants and stuff like that too.
mm-hmm.
So let's move on to the next one. Our last
Another one.
what's news event article. This is really, really cool. I just saw it. I like this one. I like this one a lot. This is so cool. Therese, you be finding some good stuff, girl.
Yep, I'm looking because I know she's gonna find some goodies, some goodies.
Yes, Lord. Now this is super, super cool. Look at this queen. Oh my
Oh,
God.
I love the
It's-
green. Oh, that's a green, honey.
Isn't that her
That
girl?
is gorgeous.
This
What
is
does
a
it say?
beautiful
Culture.
queen. Culture meets cosmopolitan handbags.
Ooh,
Core Designs pops up across America. So
oh,
this
that's nice.
Black diva here, her name is, well, actually it says Core Designs will host a pop-up tour across the United States in 5 major cities,
Mm,
including Atlanta, Miami, LA, New York City, and Washington, D.C.
wow.
Their culture meets cosmopolitan handbags and jewelry from the
Mm-hmm.
vibrant African city of Accra, Ghana this summer. This summer. So this is happening
I
now.
would definitely buy that dress, honey.
That dress is fly.
That's a nice dress.
And
Y'all
green
like
is
that dress?
but that green is fly. That's a
Mm-hmm.
rich green, baby.
Yes.
So this is Kua Designs, is the brainchild of creator director Ruby Bua, formerly a financial analyst for Coca-Cola in Atlanta, Georgia, honey.
Right.
Okay, who began seeking a creative outlet and started exploring different forms of art in her spare time.
Yeah.
Okay, she explored jewelry making, and within 3 years, it went from being a hobby to a part-time jewelry
Wow.
making business. Okay, so she made the leap and moved to New York, earning a degree in jewelry design at the prestigious
Ooh.
Fashion Institute of Technology. And to no surprise, she built on her jewelry line by adding an equally exciting handbag line. And a few
Wow.
years later, she returned to the city of Accra to open and operate her own chic boutique and start a family. Kua
Uh-huh.
Designs is named fondly after Ruby's mother and represents the acronym Keeping Us Authentic. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Y'all need to check this chick out.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is great. This is
This is
great.
beautiful. Oh my God. Now, this is powerful. Now, this woman is a financial analyst, okay? And she decides to go ahead and just go into her hobby, go into what makes her happy, and that is
Hmm.
creating jewelry.
That's
Okay.
good.
And here's the thing, jewelry is, if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I truly believe so because I have an Etsy shop. And I know jewelry making is like $1 billion company,
Yes,
right?
it is. It's
It's a
very
billion
lucrative
dollar
business.
business. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's very competitive, very competitive, and there's so many different styles and designs and textures of jewelry out there. And
Hmm.
I know that a lot of sisters will probably feel so intimidated, by going out and exposing their product because there's so many other designs out there. But this
Hmm.
girl kept going, and
Kept
she
going.
even took it up a notch and went and got herself a degree.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right. Yeah.
And say, I want to learn more about this. And
Yeah.
y'all, she did it. And look what happened.
That's amazing. And it just goes to
Woo!
show you, like, you have a chance no matter what industry is in, no matter what, like, you it's really like asking that question, like, why not me? And
Right.
I think that's definitely what can resonate with her. It's like,
Yeah.
why can't I, dominate in this industry? And she's
Yeah.
doing it quite well. So I'm
Mhm.
super proud of her. And she just keep this going, sis. Keep it going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is something, ladies, you all should be very, very
Mhm.
excited about, because if this sister can do it, you can too. And it doesn't
Absolutely.
matter about her career background, that she already had the means and all that stuff. You don't know what she had to go through to get to where she
Hmm.
at now.
Hmm.
Okay, just because she was doing good, I don't mean that everything was good. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying? So
yes.
I'm pretty sure she had some challenges. I'm pretty sure she had some setbacks. I'm pretty sure she had some
Oh,
haters.
obviously. Yes, yes.
Okay, because this was a dream, a God dream that was put in her spirit. And I'm pretty sure there was people that saw this dream start to come to fruition. They were already coming up with some kind of excuses and stuff. But you could
Right, right.
see that she never let that dream go. She just
Hmm.
kept it going, y'all. So definitely
Hmm.
please share this out to some of your friends out there who are pursuing their business and creating design, creating jewelry or
Hmm.
handbags and stuff. And girlfriend is going to be, if she's not there already, in your neck of the woods. You need to go check it out.
That's
So you go
right.
ahead and support her business, support her brand, and start sporting all her beautiful products.
That's great.
That is so awesome. So, guys, listen, thank you so much for, hanging out with us tonight. This was an
Yeah.
awesome topic. And again, we are getting ready to move on to our afterglow, where we are on there
Good
for a
girl.
good 30 to 45 minutes, just to recap on tonight's topic and just to talk about just about anything and everything. So it's not recorded. It is a
Nope.
private session, of course. So all are welcome to come and just, have a good time communicating and talking and all that good stuff.
That's
But yeah,
right.
that's about all I got to share with you, ladies. What about you, Tish, before we
Same
go?
thing here. I mean, I honestly have to say I feel so empty because, it's a good empty because the
Yeah.
fact that Twanta and I come on here every week and we really give to you guys, and definitely, if you haven't already done so, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're
Absolutely.
following us on Facebook, please like our Facebook page and just make sure that you're tuning in and bringing some friends with you. So if you're on YouTube, if you click that share button, you actually get the share link, or you can share it out to and send out a bunch of text messages and stuff and do all that. If you're watching on Facebook, share this out, get more women involved in this amazing for this amazing show. So thank y'all for hopping on and join us in the afterglow. Therese just popped the Zoom link in the comments. The password, if it asks you for a password word, just type in sister without the S, the end. Sorry, sister in all lowercase. come in and join us. We have a lot of fun. And we'll see y'all over there.
Yes, we see you over there in a few minutes. But other than that, ladies, y'all have a good night, a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. If you don't come tonight, we'll see you next week, God willing. Okay, so have a
Bye.
good night.
See you
Bye,
all, trees.
guys.